Welcome to the D Brown Fitcast. I'm your host, Dwayne Brown, the female resilience coach and the creator of the 4 Pillars of Simplicity. Thanks for listening to this week's episode, and without further ado, let's get into it. Week's episode of the D Brown Fitcast. Before I get started, first off, if you are not following me on social media already, please do so. You can find me at D Brown Fit Coach on just about every social media that there is. If you just search for that, my beautiful face will come up. I also ask that if you take something away from this podcast, video, however you are consuming this, if you take something away from it, please do share it with somebody else that might take something away from the information. I would really appreciate that. So thank you in advance for doing that. Speaking of thanks, today I want to talk about gratitude. I really believe in gratitude. And before I get into it, I kind of came at this probably from the wrong way. If you don't already know, I run a 28-day jumpstart, health and fitness jumpstart program. And when I originally started doing this, I guess it was like 3 or 4 years ago now, I was working with a mentor and business coach, and he kind of helped me come up with the structure of the program based off of a program that he was running. And one of the main components of his program was that his clients had to post a gratitude post every day. So to be completely honest, I basically just kind of copied his structure and had my clients do the same thing. And what happened was, as clients were doing this, one of them asked me one day, she was like, well, why don't you post a gratitude post every day? And she kind of challenged me to do it. And that had to be probably like 6 months after I started doing the program, and I've been doing a gratitude post every day since with the members in that 28-day program. And I've got to tell you, it is one of the best things that I do in my life. It usually happens like basically when I wake up, the alarm goes off, I wake up, I'm lying in bed. I just take a minute or two to think about, okay, what do I have to be grateful for? And that can be anything as, as grand as just being grateful for waking up, or as small as I'm grateful it's going to be a nice day, to anything in between. And it really, the reason I think it's one of the best things that I do, and I think my clients do, is because it really just kind of helps to change my mindset. And what I mean by that is, it is one of the easiest things you can do. And I said this actually in an email yesterday to my email list. It is one of the easiest actions you can take to make a movement towards whatever your goals are. And if you heard last week's episode, motivation comes from action, and the actions don't have to be super large. And this is an action, it's a really small action that can play a giant part on your day. To the point that I have told clients that if they're having a bad day for whatever reason, they just got reamed out by their boss, whatever it may be, that they should just take a few seconds to go think about something that they're grateful for. And in the case of your boss, it might be you might be grateful that you didn't pull a Will Smith and open hand slap them at the moment because they disrespected you, or whatever it may be. But just stopping to think of something good that has happened to you, happened for you, something good that you did for someone else, it takes you from this negative mindset to a positive mindset. And I truly believe that in order to continue taking positive steps, you need to be in a positive mindset. When we're in a negative mindset, we tend to dwell in that negativity and we don't take any steps forward. And practicing gratitude is the easiest thing that you can do to take that negativity to somewhere positive. All right. And again, I believe this so much that it is a part of my 28-day health and fitness jumpstart. It is part of my 90-day challenge. It is basically the backbone of both of those challenges. And it is the one thing I noticed when clients aren't checking in as much as they should be, is usually the first thing I notice is that they haven't been posting their gratitude post. And part of that is selfish because when people share their gratitude with them or with me and you share your gratitude with them, you are passing that positivity on to them. You are helping them to change their mindset in the process of changing your mindset. And I think that's really, really important and can be really helpful for people. So, in talking about gratitude, over the weekend I got to do an exercise that I'm going to share with you all right now. So over the weekend, I was basically asked to write a recommendation letter for a friend. Now, I've written recommendation letters for people before, like coworkers, people even I've come across like in training, on their way to college or whatever it may be. I've written recommendation letters for them in the past. I've never been asked to write a recommendation letter for someone close to me before. So I sat down Saturday night to do this letter, and it was a really powerful experience. Sat down, it forced me to think about this particular friend, all the things I love about them, all the good things that they have done for me in my life, all the positive ways that they've impacted me and inspired me and, helped me in the past. And, it took me I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes to do this letter. And at the end of it, I came out of it just riding a high, basically. I was just it was almost this unexplainable feeling that I had after writing this letter for someone else. So I would challenge you to two things, okay? The first thing is think of the people who are closest to you, and take some time and kind of sit down and basically write a recommendation letter for them. Go through the ways they impact your life, all the great things that they've done for others, not just you, but for everyone else. The ways they inspire you, whatever it may be. You will be surprised at how, not to be redundant here, but how grateful you are after you have done this process. The second thing I would challenge you to do is I would challenge you to ask somebody to do that for you. And now this is something that I personally need to do myself because I am terrible at accepting praise from other people. It makes me feel very, very uncomfortable to accept praise, whether it be solicited or unsolicited. I don't even like to ask clients to write me testimonials for my business when that would really help my business, because again, like I said, it just makes me a little bit uncomfortable and I need to get better at it. But I think this would be a useful thing, again, not only for myself, but for the masses in general to do. Because again, I don't think we necessarily think about ourselves, all the good things that we do for other people or the good ways we affect other people. So I think it would be a good practice to, ask, those closest to you, hey, would you mind doing this for me? And then reading it with the intent of accepting what is written, because the people closest to you will be honest and will tell you about all the good things about yourself because they see you doing those good things. Even if you don't realize that you are out there having that effect on people. And I think that could also be very motivating for you and help you to move towards whatever it is you want to move towards. If you're feeling stuck for whatever reason, that could be a great way to get you unstuck, is hearing what other people think about you, and how you affect those around you. So that might be the little push you need in order to continue to or to start doing that thing that you want to do, whatever it may be. So that's the challenge for you, is to sit down and think about those closest to you and kind of write out. And I think writing it is key. Like actually sitting down and write. I believe in the power of the written word and actually writing things down in order to for it actually to set in your mind. So don't just try to cheat this and be like, I'm going to think about this. Actually get a pen and paper or your tablet, laptop, whatever it may be, and actually type or write this out. Write what makes those people special, why you are happy that they are in your life. Just imagine if they were trying to get a job or get into college, what you would say, how you would try to convince whoever is doing the hiring or the accepting. Write that out for those people. And then have someone do the same thing for you. And not just someone, have a couple of people do the same thing for you, where they sit down and kind of write a recommendation letter for you. Give that a shot. Let me know how that goes, because I think you will be surprised at how you come away feeling, A, from doing it for somebody else, and B, for having it done for you. You can comment here on the podcast itself, whether it be on YouTube or wherever it is that you listen to these podcasts. Or, like I said, you can let me know via social media. Again, that is at D Brown Fit Coach on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. If you search for me on LinkedIn, you can search under D Brown Fit Coach. Everywhere you can find me there. But I am really looking forward to hearing what you all have to say about this exercise. And like I said, I think you will all get something from it. So give it a shot and let me know how it goes. Thanks again for checking out this episode of the D Brown Fitcast. I really appreciate you. I am grateful for you all for listening and watching. And I will talk to you all next week. Thanks again for listening to this episode of the D Brown Fitcast. I'd love to hear what you think. You can comment at any of my social media channels, which can be found in the show notes below. I want to hear the good, bad, and ugly, so don't hold back, unless you're leaving a review. Only leave good reviews. Thanks again for listening. I'll talk to you later.